right, y'all. This is Marley K bringing y'all a story that I tried to bring y'all last year and they blocked the story. So I'm going to try it again. This is from SciTech Daily. It came out on February 16th, 2024. Wonder Material Graphene Verified Safe in Groundbreaking Human Study. This falls under nanomaterials, nanotechnology, and the University of Edinburgh. If you know anything about the nanotechnology, the nanomaterials, the lollipops, the stuff that's inside of the lollipops, the things that are happening to our bodies, and it's not just in the lollipops, it's in a lot of stuff. So I don't just want to focus on lollipops, but the fact that they are acknowledging this now after the last 3 years is, to me, eye-opening. And it goes back to when you do your own research and you try to bring stuff out and you're walking in truth and you're speaking in truth, they will do everything they can to silence you. They're not going to let you know what they want you to know until they're ready. So if you happen to stumble upon something and it's too early, they're going to silence you. And so anytime I'm silenced, I always take it as I found something, I know truth, and they don't want people to know about it yet. So that's how we should be living and thinking in this hour. But let's talk about this crap. Recent research indicates that controlled inhalation of ultra pure graphene oxide does not have short-term adverse effects on human lung or cardiovascular health, marking a significant step in safely harnessing graphene's potential for various applications. Now, please tell me, why do we need this? Why? So this is how you know it is something wrong with the children of the corn. Like, for them to just keep on coming up with all these different things we got to put in our bodies, unnatural, ungodly things that you got to wait and see if is it going to do something to our body. The mere fact that they're talking about your lungs and your cardiovascular health right there just is a flag for me. They're trying to get into the most intricate places to make sure you don't live. A revolutionary nanomaterial with huge potential to tackle multiple global challenges could be developed further without acute risk to human health, research suggests. A revolutionary, oh, here we go, nanomaterial with huge potential to tackle multiple global challenges could be developed further without acute risk to human health, research suggests. Carefully controlled inhalation of a specific type of graphene, the world's the world's thinnest, super strong, and super flexible material, that's graphene, has no short-term adverse effects on lung or cardiovascular function, the study shows. Clinical trial insights. The first controlled exposure clinical trial in people was carried out using thin, ultra-pure graphene oxide, a water-compatible form of the material. Researchers say further work is needed to find out whether higher doses of this graphene oxide material or other forms of graphene would have a different effect. The team is also keen to establish whether longer exposure to the material, which is thousands of times thinner than a human hair, would carry additional health risk. Like, why? What? I don't even understand why we need this. There has been a surge of interest in developing graphene, a material first isolated by scientists in 2004, and which has been hailed a wonder material. Possible applications include electronics, phone screens, clothing, paints, and water purification. Graphene is actively being explored around the world to assist with targeted therapeutics. That is what these lollipop is considered. It's considered a gene therapy. against cancer and other health conditions, and also in the form of implantable devices and sensors. So this is where it getting to, they want to put this inside of your body. This must be what they want to make that chip out of. So they're going to give it to you in a way, even if you refuse it, they're going to have somewhere they can get it in your body, and it's going to be really thin, really small. Before medical use, however, all nanomaterials need to be tested for any potential adverse side effects. And this is what this lollipop was about, because graphene is in the lollipop. Researchers from universities of Edinburgh and Manchester, children of the corn countries, recruited 14 volunteers to take part in the study under carefully controlled exposure and clinical monitoring. 14 people. It's billions of people on Earth. They don't even know. Oh. The volunteers breathed the material through a face mask for 2 hours while cycling in a purpose-designed mobile exposure chamber brought to Edinburgh from the National Public Health Institute in the Netherlands. Effects on lung function, blood pressure, blood clotting, and inflammation in the blood were measured before the exposure and at 2-hour intervals. A few weeks later, the volunteers were asked to return to the clinic for repeated controlled exposures to different sizes of graphene oxide or clean air for comparison. There were no adverse effects on the lung function, blood pressure, or the majority of other biological parameters looked at. They said, or the majority, but not all. So that means something was impacted, but they didn't tell you here. Researchers noticed a slight suggestion that inhalation of the material may influence the way that blood clots, but they stressed that this effect was very small. So, in any event, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to put a link to this on my description and let you read between the lines. We in danger, y'all. That's all I got. All right, this is Marla Kay bringing you a science study about nanomaterials and nanotechnology and what they're planning to do with it. All right, this is Marla Kay, and I'm out.